A smart person knows how to go out and accumulate the things that they need. It's not always good to try to keep up with the Joneses. Many people, that's what they're doing. They're trying to keep up and they're purchasing things that they can't afford. Things that they have no idea or understanding how these things operate. Just so they can keep up. If you don't understand a house, if you don't understand a mortgage, if you don't understand a promissory note, you shouldn't be purchasing a home. If you always have the option to do what you want to do, that's your preference. But all logic states that you shouldn't do it if you don't understand it. And that's a game that many of the people are getting into. They're getting into these cycles to where they're giving up their money for something that they're renting or they're paying a mortgage on, and then that something gets taken from them, whether it's a vehicle or a house or whatever it is. We personally believe that you shouldn't rent anything. You should buy everything cash. That's your option if you decide that that's not what you want to do. But personally speaking, dealing in this experience, it has been cheaper for me to accumulate things paying for it cash than someone who rents. Now, as I was stating, every first Tuesday of the month, you can go down to the courthouse, and the week before that, you can purchase the sale list. That way you can do your research on the properties that you're interested in. You go down, you purchase the list, and you register for the auction. And you can purchase properties 1 to 5% of the total market value of these properties. The ones that are owed taxes. Now the ones that the mortgages or the banks have foreclosed on the homes, you can purchase these homes basically what's left on the mortgage or whatever that bank wants to recoup for whatever that homeowner didn't pay them. And a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find a better deal that way than what you will be doing going out to a bank and getting a mortgage on a home that you can't afford. And these are very nice homes. The same home that you went and purchased from the bank that you couldn't pay a year later down the line, I can come and recoup and purchase that home at the auction for way less than what you bought that house for. It's just logic. It makes sense. And if you're not wealthy, if you're not rich, you may want to look for the easiest opportunities and the best opportunities for you to purchase a home. That way you can keep it. Not purchasing it. When you pay a mortgage, you don't own your house. You're basically renting to own. You don't own your house. When you renting a car, you don't own that car. It might be in your name, but you don't own that car. And that's another thing. You shouldn't be renting vehicles as well. You should pay cash for your vehicles. It's a lot cheaper to pay cash for your vehicles than to rent it. And many people get caught up in the hype, want to purchase these vehicles. You can buy brand new vehicles a year, 2 years at an auction. A vehicle that's a year or 2 years old at the auction. You can purchase these type of vehicles, brand new vehicles, and pay for them cash. And not have the problems or the worry of having to pay these every month if a situation happens to where you get laid off your job or anything. When you're paying for a mortgage, what you're telling the bank is, okay, I have a 30-year mortgage. You're telling the bank that everything in your life is going to be exactly the same for 30 years. Is that logical? For many people, it's not. Now, if you just like paying more than what you should for things, then hey, that's your preference. And you're always welcome to do the things that you wish to do. But for the people who are looking for a way to accumulate things in a smarter way, this channel is going to provide that information for you. Now, those first Tuesdays of every month, you can go down there and purchase those properties. It's always advisable that you pick up the list and you do your due diligence on the properties that you're purchasing. You get an understanding of what's owed on a property. You look at what that property may look like before you purchase it at the auction. But there's a lot of opportunities out there for you. My first 4 properties that I purchased came from an auction. And I was able to own 4 different properties from purchasing them at an auction. And that was some of the most powerful things that I've done in my life, to be able to get that understanding first and understand that these things work, and be able to purchase these properties when real estate agents don't even know how to go about purchasing these properties. This is not something they teach you at real estate school. You don't have to have a real estate license to buy and sell property. Now, a real estate agent, they list property. A real estate agent can sell your property for you. If you have multiple properties, they can sell them for you. And that's what the real estate agent, that's their job, is really to list properties. They can list people's properties and be able to sell it. They have a fiduciary, I guess, duty to that owner to be able to sell those properties. But you don't need to have a real estate license to purchase and sell property. So many people, they get taken advantage of by the real estate agent, by the bank, all the way around. Even when it comes to vehicles, they get taken advantage by the bank, the car salesman. It's the same thing. And you're smart enough to understand these things to where you don't need to have anybody hold your hand in purchasing these things for you. All you need to do is review the information and decide what it is that you want that's most important to you. If looking good and look like that you have money is important to you, more important than really living good and really having money, then that's okay if that's what you like. And there's a lot of people out here who look like they have money, and they don't have money. They have nothing but problems. They have bills. And you would look on the outside, on the surface, and think this person is doing extremely well, when in essence they're not. You have a lot of different type of incomes. You have a lot of different tiers of people. You have individuals who are wealthy. You have individuals who are balance sheet affluent. And you have people who have assets but don't have money. You have people who make money but they spend more money than they make. That's a broke person. It's always wiser for you to spend less than what you have coming in. And if you can't understand that concept, then money is not for you. And you will always be broke. And sometimes it's very simple. This is a very simple concept. You want to know everything that you can about money, know all the things that are important to you, and the best way to get these things, best way to accumulate these things. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Set your own pace. Live your own life. Be content with what you do and what you have. And peace will come to you. You'll be so comfortable just being who you are and understanding what it is that you want out of life and how to accumulate those things the best way, the least expensive way. And there are so many people that they don't. And there'll be other topics that we'll put out every week on Thursdays. So you guys stay tuned. We really appreciate you listening to our channel. And if there's things that you hear, please click the like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and you guys have a good one.